In this tutorial video from Jalji Technologies, we will guide you through part 2 of our series, demonstrating how to view and edit batch data in Infoview. In the previous explanation, we have already highlighted the significance of show batch data in relation to entry forms. Continuing further, we will now shift our focus to some of the additional functionalities offered by the show batch data feature. To explain the functionality of viewing batch data in Infoview, I have created two separate Infoviews. One is where I will update the batch parameters, and the second one is where I will demonstrate the use of this feature. I am certain that all of you are familiar with show batch data in the manual entry form and its purpose. In case you missed it, please watch part 1 of this series for an overview. Let us assume the first tag in the dataset to be batch identifier and the adjacent tags are assumed to be as batch parameters. To make the data more realistic, we can enter an actual batch number in the first tag. So we will call the first batch or lot something like NB3, and these are entered at specific times. One is entered at 6 p.m., the other one at 8, and the third batch is entered at 10 p.m. Similarly, I have updated the multiple batch entries at discrete time in a defined timestamp. Let's move to the second info view and enable batch data. And let me set the start time to yesterday, and end time we will take it as today or hour. That will be better. Let me just save the info view and click on get data. So when you enable show batch data, the info view will show you all the batches that exist within the time frame. For example, we had batches at 6 p.m. and at 8 p.m., 10 p.m., 12th July 2 p.m. Though we had empty entries in the template or in the manual entry form, the info view will show you the raw data that was entered for the batch identifier tag. These are all considered as batch identifiers or numbers. Now, if you add any batch parameters to the info view, let me add product2.input2. You will see the data that was entered in the batch entry form. So when you enable the show batch data option, Insys will take the first tag as a batch identifier, and then it will retrieve all the raw data for the batch identifier tag by identifying the time. And for the same time, it will also pull the data for the remaining batch parameters. So with the use of show batch data feature in Insys, we can store laboratory information, batch data in a simple way, which allows you to maintain any complicated data sheet effectively without using a relational database. This is all because of show batch data, which converts all the batch data into real-time data and uses individual parameters as tags, which acts as batch attributes. However, if you turn off the show batch data feature, you will have to identify the times at which the operator or lab person has entered the parameters and define the interval. We can also perform calculations on batch data, such as calculating the total of the batch parameters, or since we are having density and viscosity, let me calculate the kinematic viscosity. And let me change the viscosity as dynamic viscosity. So please give me a moment to open the calculation window. Once it is open, I will be able to enter the appropriate formula to calculate the kinematic viscosity, which is dynamic viscosity by density. So when I click get data, you will be able to get the values for kinematic viscosity. So all this front end calculations is possible only if show batch data is enabled. You can also have batch wise calculations and batch wise reporting. And additionally, you can edit the batch data as well by enabling the option enable data edit. So when you enable the batch edit option, it will open and form and you can directly edit the data here itself. Which will reflect in the entry info view as well. So when I refresh this page, you can see that we made changes at 12th July 6 p.m. and it has reflected in the entry info view as well. So with its straightforward yet powerful features, Insys can serve as mini limb system as well. And additionally, we can effectively utilize the data for dashboard analysis, reporting, and SPCs. Thank you for watching the video. Stay connected with us for more educational content. We would love hearing from our viewers. So share your feedback, suggestions, and questions in the comment section below. Thank you.